Hey guys, welcome back to Nest. Today's video is a little bit different. The project that we have on our list is we have to paint our posts, and we are also going to go through our front garden. I call it the partial shade garden. We're going to do a walkthrough of that garden just because I want to document the journey of where it was to where it's going to be. I have I have so many plans in my mind. I actually put them on paper, so we'll probably go through that later on in the season because I'm going to be tackling it piece by piece, and I'm going to try to focus my attention on one bed at a time rather than being all over the place like I've been. Because I find that being all over the place is less impactful than if I was to just focus on one area, finish it, and then move on to the next. Anywho, I'm going to turn the camera around and we are going to start from the very front of the door. So when you exit the house, what you first see is we have a rhododendron here. It's a very beautiful rhododendron and I really like it. You can see that the buds are forming for next season. I moved it here. I bought it this season and I moved it here this season. But I am now really contemplating on whether I want to move it somewhere else and put I'm thinking about an arborvitae maybe here on both sides anchoring the front of the house, and then I think it would look beautiful because if we have two arborvitaes, small, not too big, small arborvitaes flanking, and then the middle I have Annabelle hydrangeas and with hostas lining the front of it. I think it will look really pretty. So give me your feedback on what you guys think. Move the rhododendron. I probably just move it like somewhere around here and then just have the two arborvitaes flanking. I think that is going to be my plan. Or I'm going to get two large trees. Either way, I want something. I want them to match because we have two circles. I want some symmetry. And then I have a fern that I planted it was this beginning of this season I planted it. But this is all that has grown. I don't think this area, because ferns like it to be moist. And I think that this big pine tree behind me is taking all the moisture. So I'm either gonna have to move the fern, I'm gonna have to move the fern or see what it can do. And then I also have my 3 blueberries. I was thinking about keeping them here just because the pine tree, this area, the soil is more acidic because of the pine tree. And I figured that it might work well here, but I'm not sure. This blueberry gets pretty big. And I was also thinking, if I put it here, how am I going to pick it? Because I was planning to actually plant it in ground. I was thinking about how am I going to pick it, number 1. And number 2, moisture. It's going to be fighting the pine tree for the moisture. So I'm going to keep it in pots. I'm not going to keep it here, I don't think, because it looks a little messy, but we'll see. I just have it sitting there for now. It does look kind of like I like the black pots in this area. This one is it's a high bush and the other 2 are low bush. So I think this high bush is going to get really big. And it needs more space. So I need to find either a bigger pot or figure a place to plant it. We have coming along the front of our garden bed, we have 4 Annabelles. 4 Annabelle hydrangeas. These are the ones that we planted together. We got them for free because they looked very diseased and they did not look good. As you can see, they bounced back. I'm still babying them, watering them every other day to every day. And I cut off the leaves and I also have been fertilizing it. I'm actually going to fertilize it after this video, but it's looking really good. Behind that, I have Alberta spruce, 3 Alberta spruce pine trees. I have not shaved it. I have not done anything to these trees. These were here when I moved in. And they stay this size. They have not grown. I like the fact that they provide structure, but I do not like the fact that they're in this bed. So maybe I could put the 2 spruces in the very front of the house, but I don't know if I can move it. If you guys see, the trunk is relatively big. I know that the root system goes all through here, so we'll see. We have 4 daylilies here. I think I might have to split them. They're not looking too good. It's definitely past their prime. And I cut back a peony because it had powdery mildew. And honestly, I just figured it was really bad and I did not want it to spread even more. So I cut it back. This area, I feel like could be a lot more impactful. I'm probably going to move these daylilies. I planted these here when I first moved in, before I was even into gardening. now that I'm so into gardening, I feel like I can do something very impactful here. So I'm thinking about moving that. We have here an arborvitae. I don't know what variety it is. Uh, it looks like a green giant based off of the foliage, but you can clearly tell that it's not a giant. So I don't know exactly what the variety this is, but it has not grown since I've been here. It does look like it is dying. If I open it up, you guys will see it's a lot more green in there. I have not watered it, and I don't think I have any water. I don't have it on drip irrigation. So I probably am going to have to extend drip irrigation to this to make it, it needs water. Then we have, can't remember what this is. I don't like it anymore, so I'm probably going to pull this up. It does spread. It's a slow spreader though. So I put some a dianthus that I bought last season here. We actually split it and put it in other areas in the garden. And then I have my two, can't remember, you guys, I don't know why I'm losing the names of the flowers, but petunias. So we have two petunias here that I'm going to be pulling out. They're annuals. I did plant something over here last season, but I don't see it, so that's fine. So then I'm going to take a step back and show you the garden bed that we created this season. So this is how it's looking. It looked so much better in the beginning of the season, but we have hostas that is covered from our dahlias. So these dahlias we planted from seed, and I did pull them up recently. You can see here it was not getting as much water as it needed because there was too much dahlias in one spot, and there between that we have our columbines. Our columbines were being shaded out from these dahlias. So now that I pulled them, it's finally getting it's finally getting some sun. It does have powdery mildew, but I will be cutting it back, and it should be coming back next season strong. We have two Carl Reed, I think this was called grass, anchoring the beds here, and I kind of regret the way I planted it. I kind of want a bunch here and a bunch there. So I don't know if I'm going to get either more or I'm going to split it next season to make it, or put them together, because I don't like that we have this peony tree here as well as this hydrangea. I feel like there's too much height. So this hydrangea is supposed to go to like maybe 5 to 6 feet tall. I feel like this peony tree and the hydrangea is too much height in one spot. It needs to either anchor, the peony tree needs to either anchor the other side, or yeah, I think the peony tree needs to go somewhere else. But obviously we know that peonies don't like to be moved. And I've already moved this once this season, and I'm afraid that if I move it again, I will not be getting any buds or flowers anytime soon. I dug up here, we had our annuals. So we had our snapdragons that we had here. We also had more, we had zinnias here in this area. I pulled them. So we have our dianthus anchoring, or not anchoring, but lining the front bed, kind of giving a hedge. It's hopefully what's going to happen is next season it's going to come together and it'll look full and nice. And then I got these coral bells. We got together, we planted these in the previous video, the coral bells. This area seems to be getting more light than I thought it would. I'm hoping that it does well over here. I have to get more mulch. So we will see how this area fills out for next season. Once these are gone, I'm hoping I can have a better idea of how I'm going to plan, how I'm going to plan these beds next season. And then we also have back here, I can't remember exactly the name of it. I'll put it on the screen, but it's a chocolate. I know it's called chocolate drop or chocolate something. I did not know that these spread as much as it did. I just did some research and it said how this is actually very, it spreads very easily and very quickly. It is a ground cover, but I don't know exactly if I'm going to keep it here. There's a lot of things I don't know if I'm going to keep. And then we're going to change gears to this bed, anchoring our birch tree. So I just moved I need to water them. But I just moved this hosta. It was being sunburnt like crazy in the spot that it was. So I'm hoping that this area will be better for it. We have it again mixed with the Dolce Wildberry perennial. It's a perennial. It does well in sun and shade. It's Coral Bell as well. I really like this Coral Bell. I love the color. It's from Proven Winners. And then we have our roses anchoring both sides. We have this large, sorry, my neighbor is mowing the lawn. We have this large leaf hosta. This is such a beautiful hosta. I think I don't know if I'm going to keep it here because this side does get a lot of shade or a lot of sun. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it here, but it does do well. It's been doing well. It's been here for 3 years. And then as you guys know, we got the Pearl Glam Beauty Berry. I'm hoping that it gets afternoon shade or afternoon sun, morning shade. I'm hoping that the sun is not too harsh. It definitely needs to be watered. Oh, it feels so nice. The foliage is supposed to be like a darker purple. See, that came off way too easy. I think it needs water, a lot of it. So I'm going to go water this right now. And that's it. And then on my other, I'm not even going to move. I just have it lined with hostas. I have a lot of plans for these garden beds. Forgot to say, we also have a fern. So I planted this fern the same time as that fern. You can see that it is burning. It's weird because it doesn't get that much sun here, but it is burning in this area. So I don't necessarily think it's burning. I think it just needs more water. I am going to set up this area on drip irrigation from over there. I'm gonna run it underneath the grass to get to these two to make life a little bit easier. Anyways, let's go to the backyard and start painting our posts. My side yard, it's narrow and all cement. I really wish there was some type of greenery that we could do something with, but there isn't. Let's get started.